Hello everyone, this is Spike Lee, and this is the very first Little Spike's Joints for ESPN. We're here at the Barclays Center in the Republic of Brooklyn, New York. In fact, I grew up in this neighborhood, Fort Greene, Brooklyn. And I'm very excited tonight because this is NBA history. Tonight, the Brooklyn Nets and the Miami Heat are gonna wear jerseys with their nickname on the back. And for me, it's really special because Ray Allen, my man Ray Allen, is going to wear Jesus Shuttlesworth, or the initial J, Jesus Shuttlesworth on the back of his jersey. For those you don't know, that's from my film, the seminal basketball film, He Got Game, starring Denzel Washington, Ray Allen, and the lovely, lovely, lovely Rosario Dawson. One of Paul Pierce's favorite film, He Got Game. Right, Paul?
Should have been casted for it.
Where were you? I called you, you didn't call me back. Well, I'm here with my main man, Ray Allen, Jesus Shuttlesworth. We're in the top of the world's most famous arena, the newly renovated Madison Square Garden. There's been a whole revival of this film. It's amazing since you hit that shot. Before we get to the origin, let's just talk about that shot and just how Jesus just got elevated.
James catches, puts up a three. Won't go. Rebound Bosh. Back out to Allen. His three-pointer. Bang!
First of all, what an incredible moment. You know, just to be in a part of that. That's something that kids, you know, their whole lives dream of doing. We all sit on the playground and you talk about that last second shot. You putting yourself in a situation where you got to put that ball in the hole and help your team win.
How many times have you practiced that shot?
That's the thing. That shot, I've practiced thousands and thousands of times. When I took that shot, it was like all those thousands of shots that I've taken in my career, in my life. That one shot, you know, people will say that one shot was the greatest shot, obviously, in my career ever. And arguably, some would say one of the best in NBA history because of the ramifications behind it.
I brought the jersey. This is one of the, you had the other one. This is one of the two actual jerseys you wore. The home jersey as Jesus Shuttlesworth, Abraham Lincoln High School, the Rail Splitters, Coney Island. How many years was that, 16 years ago?
17 years, almost.
Can you just
17.
talk about that because before, I think I talked to you first on the phone.
No, it's actually happened right down here. You know, when I look
It was at the Garden?
So I'm playing on this very floor right here. And I remember down that end, I'm with the Milwaukee Bucks, and I was having a subpar first half. Allen Houston was cooking. And Spike was standing up in his normal seats, and he just kept trying to get my attention, and I was not trying to pay attention to you. I was like, I'm trying to cut short because I don't want to listen to what you over there talking trash.
I have my reputation is way overblown.
So as I come back around, you pulled me aside. You said, hey, I'm doing this movie this summer. You know, if you're interested, you know, I'd like you to audition for a part in the movie.
Right.
And so I said, really cool. And I made sure that you got my information, and then you called my business manager from there.
Right.
And then after we didn't make the playoffs that year, that was my rookie year. And
That was your rookie year?
yeah, that's my rookie year. I shot down. I live in Connecticut, so I was back and forth to New York every other day. It seemed like from there on in.
How long is the NBA season? 8 months?
If you're good, it could be 8, 9 months.
If you don't make the playoffs, was it 7?
It's 6.5.
So just think about it. The NBA player, that's your rookie year. That off season is valuable.
Yeah.
Everybody, Ray Allen sacrificed his entire off season because you were working with the great acting coach Susan Batson, and your last day was the day before you had to report to camp.
We filmed in we were filming in North Carolina, and I left from North Carolina and I went straight to Milwaukee. The next day was training camp. One of the things that I always told myself when you asked me if I would like to be part of this movie was, I told myself, if I don't take this opportunity, then I'll just be that guy saying, you know what, when this movie comes out, I was supposed to be in that movie, like a lot of guys are saying now.
I don't know, Iverson. We go down the line.
Yeah.
But I'm not picking AI. But people have to audition. You're just not gonna get the part.
Right.
You came and you did the work.
For the most part, it's just sad that, I mean, as much as I think my mother decided me what she is, she won't be there for me on graduation day a couple months from now. You know, even more importantly, she won't be, you know, at my college graduation, I'll take my bachelor's degree. So, you know, that's going to hurt me the most.
Well, that's the one thing you told me is you didn't guarantee me the lead role because I knew what the movie was about. You said if you're not good for this role, there's other parts in the movie that, you know, I could use you for. And I said, well, cool, let's try to figure it out.
That's where Travis Best fell into.
Yep.
John Wallace.
Yeah. Walter McCarty. Yep.
Your teammates. Talk about how this whole Jesus thing took off and people call you that.
I asked Dwayne Wade before the game which guy in the Heat locker room had the best one. Of course, he said Jay Shuttlesworth, which is Ray Allen.
In the beginning, once the movie came out, it bothered me a lot because for people early on didn't know what Jesus was or who Jesus was. And when they heard me being called Jesus, they're like, why are you calling that guy that?
Because they didn't know about the film.
They didn't really know about the film my first year, 2 years out.
Ray said that nickname means a ton to him because remember, that movie was done 16 years ago.
And then I started playing in the league with kids who were in high school and grew up and going to college, who had seen the film. And so I'm playing with guys that all they could do was call me Jesus every time they saw me. And every time, you know, we signed a new player, he'd come out of high school or college and he'd be like, Jesus, what's up, Jesus? One guy in particular that he didn't call me anything else was Nate Robinson.
Nate?
Nate Robinson, Jesus, what's up, Jesus? You know, what's up, Jesus? Jesus.
Crazy Nate?
Nate Robinson. Yeah, my man Nate.
Crazy Nate. I know Nate. He knows he's crazy.
Yeah. So it took on a life of its own. Obviously, LeBron, that's all he calls me.
What they call you after you hit the shot, though?
Thank you, Jesus.
Thank you, Jesus.
I call him Ray Ray.
You don't get struck by lightning or something?
You know what? I'm a God-fearing man. I was a religion major in college. I'm just covering my bases.
Over the years now, it's just something that has stuck, and you know I've accepted the fact that you know the way a lot of young guys have come into the league, coming to college and then into the league, and I was sitting some football players in Miami the other day, and they said, when I seen he got game, I knew I was going to college.
Ray, when did you first find out that the NBA was going to do this nickname thing?
One of our PR guys said it over the summer.
Yeah.
And they said they had been talking about it. They thought it was a cool idea. Mm-hmm. And they asked me what I thought. And I said, you know what? That would be interesting because seeing that name on the back of my jersey, a lot of people get a kick out of it. But I thought they were just kicking around the idea because I remember the XFL when they did that with all the nicknames on the back of the jersey. So I was like, you know, I love the fact that the league has allowed the guys to, you know, kind of insert their personalities and their nicknames and, you know, who they are into the game a lot.
I got it back in about 2001. It was the year we went on a West Coast trip.
With the Celtics, right?
With the Celtics in 2001. I think I gave the Lakers about like 46, 47 points in the Staples Center. And then
against the Lakers?
Against the Lakers.
How many was on Kobe?
He probably took about 35 of it. So
35 was on Kobe? Now, of course, Kobe would say you didn't score any on him. Wouldn't say that.
Probably would.
I think the nicknames they should have used and only could use are the ones their mothers called them when they were little, like Little Boo Boo.
Well, I decided to put the word battle. My father was born Eddie Battle in Biloxi, Mississippi. The woman who delivered him and filled out the birth certificate wrote down B-A-T-T, scribble, scribble, scribble.
And then after the game, you know, there was a reporter from Boston went in there and asked Shaq, what did he think of Paul Pierce? And that's when he told him, you know, that kid right there is the truth. And then from that point on, they had a big article about it in Boston, and it stuck.
And so my dad went through life Eddie Battle, and he joined the Army. And the Army recruiter had his own interpretation of what was on the birth certificate. So he wrote down B-A-T-T-I-E-R. And so my dad shows up and says, Private Battle, reporting for duty, first day of the job. The sergeant said, Uncle Sam said his name's Battier. So my dad said, all right, I guess it is Battier. Met my mother in 1975, and they got married in 77. And she said, you know what? It looks French, so we're gonna pronounce it Battier. If it weren't for a clerical error back in the 40s, I'd be Shane Battle.
So actually, your nickname is your last name.
Yes. Yes.
And should have been.
Should have been.
Without a clerical error, right?
Without the clerical error of the U.S. Army.
So it's really not a nickname, what you wear in the back of your jersey.
No, this is I'm paying tribute to my grandmother, Mary Battle, who passed away this summer.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
She was the matriarch of our
How
family.
old was she?
She was 90 years old.
90?
90. Lived a great life. Was
God
loved in the church, loved in the community, and was known as Mother Battle.
So this is going to be the very first time you're going to see Jay Shuttlesworth hanging in your stall. There it is, Shuttlesworth. What do you think, Ray? What do you think?
We made it. We made it. All the way from the Coney Island section of Brooklyn.
So that's the first time you put it on.
Yeah, the first time I put it on. Looks big.
Looks good.
Hold on.
These are the He Got Game 13s. They're called the He Got Games because they were first introduced by Denzel Washington in He Got Games.
These are the new Jordans.
That's it, huh?
So we had Denzel have him before anybody, right?
Yeah, before anybody. Like, he came on set and he had them on. He had his little low jack bracelet on.
His low jack.
Only right to wear these tonight.
End of He Got Game. Climactic scene, father and son. In the script, Jesus was supposed to be Jake. 11 zip.
It's probably one of the funniest stories that
Let's hear
people
it.
never know. If you look at the scene and how he's dressed, you know, he looks like a, you know, old recreational retired hooper. You know, he's
Gym rat, right?
Yeah, he's got a knee brace on and big afro, and everybody knows he doesn't stand a chance. You know, starting the scene.
Did you know he played junior varsity for him under PJ Carissimo?
Yep.
You knew that already?
Yeah, I knew he did. We talked quite a bit, so I knew, you know, his history, and he loved the game.
Right.
So that day, that particular night, you know, for people who don't know, when we start shooting that night, we go from 7:30 p.m. to 7:30 a.m. to maximize the darkness. So in Coney Island, it was windy that day. And
was it affecting your shot?
no, it wasn't affecting my shot. You know.
Oh, it's blowing Denzel's shot in?
It was blowing Denzel's shot. 11-0 was supposed to be the script. And, you know, I've been good at following the script so far. So I was like, okay, we're in my element a little bit more. So I'm about to show him, you know, a little how to play basketball. So I'm guarding him, checking him. And the first shot he shoots, he's talking trash. Like, he went into full blown, I'm a hooper, I used to hoop, and this is about to be your ass right now. And so his first shot, he's got the two-handed overhand, and then he shoots it, and I swear.
Do it. How would Denzel shoot?
Just like this, like all bent legs, both arms, like straight old school. I turn around and I see the ball. I swear, I looked up and the wind was blowing and the ball was going up there and it just kind of guided it off the glass and it went in the hole. And I'm sitting there thinking, okay, cut, Spike. He's not supposed to score. And then he scored again. So I said, okay, enough. And I'm not even gonna let him get to it. So then I finally took over. Huh? Yeah, I finally took over and I scored. It was almost like changing a guard in that scene. Like, you know, he did show what he has and what he's known.
But it worked out.
It worked out perfectly.
I didn't write it correctly because what happened, I should have wrote it. But Denzel, he was determined. He used to score at least one basket.
But that was great. That's why he's a great actor, because he was able to take over that scene, even though I thought it was my scene.
Right.
He took it over and he made it look the way it was supposed to look. And when you finally said cut, Susan Batson came stomping over to me. Yes. If anybody knows Susan, she came and she looked at me and she gave me the look of death and she said, "What are you doing?" Jesus! Susan, I know you don't really know basketball, but basketball is unpredictable. I couldn't stop that man from making that shot. You know, as good as I am and I play in the NBA, it couldn't happen. But it was a great scene, and you know, he made it, you know, awesome, and I just followed his lead.
All right. Time to go get these buckets.
I sent an email to Rosario Dawson, the original Lala, and she's down for the sequel. So you're in.
I'm in.
I'm in. It's on Denzel.
Yeah, we gotta get Denzel.
We gotta get Denzel.
We want Denzel.
And Denzel. I love you, baby. 4 films, Mo Better, Malcolm X, He Got Game, Inside Man. Number 5 should be the sequel.
Number 5.
Come on, baby. We're in.
We need to see the afro again. You might not have an afro now, though. It might be cut back, you know.
There's been a lot of time. A lot of stuff can happen in 16 years. We're not going to tell people here what we're thinking about, but it's so rich for the material that we could do. And hopefully if Denzel comes aboard and we get the people, and we could do it. Peace.
Peace out.